Hi everybody, this is Katie. Welcome to episode 8 of the Wondrous Wild West. Today is the last episode before the final tour of the Wondrous Wild West theme, and I'm working on this big open space that's just north of the main street and just south of the mines. I went ahead and extended some of the path up a little bit further because I want to put together a saloon. And in my mind, this is a super cute, adorable little saloon that sells chocolate milk, just for the record. And I'm putting together a little wood sidewalk that goes just kind of on the other side because I really want to extend the path and do a bit of an outdoor cafe style. This is probably going to be the sweetest, cutest little saloon ever, and that is just the decision that I've made. Here you can see I found a custom pattern that has a window design on it, and I really loved the way that window design looked behind the stall. I felt like it had really good, beautiful feel, and I love the way that the curtains kind of fall. It was a beautiful design. And so here I'm working on a custom building design that is going to be 2 levels and is really featuring that particular window custom pattern because I am using 8 different panels with that design, and I'm putting it on both the bottom and the top. So a lot of the building is really going to focus on that pattern. Here up on the 2nd level, I'm putting down just that basic wood platform. It's definitely something that I suggest doing if you're ever putting together a custom building. Make sure that you don't forget to kind of cover the ground. It goes a long way to establish a little bit of the illusion when you're trying to build these custom buildings. You can see I ran into a little bit of a problem of how to get the items where I needed them to be. And so I'm putting down some extra, just kind of second layer of dirt in the back so that I can work. And that's actually pretty common when you're working on these kind of buildings because I needed to be able to push things into exactly the right spot and make sure that the building is coming together. But you can see how quickly this structure starts looking like a building once you get the stalls and the windows in place. I customized a file box with the saloon title for the bottom. I don't expect that we'll be able to see a lot of that box, but I really wanted to cover up the bottom window of the custom pattern I used in the middle so that you could mostly just see that top window. And I felt like this was a good solution so that you could see the building kind of at 2 different angles. Here I'm putting a couple of details in place on the building, and I went ahead and slowed down the speed build because I want to show you a couple of the things that I was considering when I was doing this process. So here I'm putting the street lamps in the corner, and I start just like I did before. I went ahead and added a couple of items to the very top of the building. And I wasn't filming at the time, but you can see the bookshelf and a couple of antique clocks that I put just to kind of give the roof a little bit more character. And now I'm back to where I'm working on the outdoor cafe space because I really just want to put down some of these tables and give a little bit of the illusion of this saloon style on the outside of the building without being able to actually go inside the building. A little bit like I did with the jail on the previous episode where I put some of the jail design on the outside. In addition, I think the outdoor dining space is actually pretty accurate for a Wild West theme, so it works to both give the illusion of what is going on the inside of the building as well as filling a really beautiful place on the outside of the building. I put a little bit of the country fencing around it, and now I'm doing a little bit of just basic design here with the barrels. I'm trying to figure out how to finish this inside space so that it really has the look again of kind of a saloon without being able to create the inside building. I had these 2 yucca plants in my inventory because I was considering using them as cactus or designs for other parts of the island, and I had ruled them out because they were just a little bit too green for the regular desert area, but I thought they might be a good fit for decoration. I had intended to use them originally on the outdoor cafe space by the seating, and then I had these perfect little spots right to the side of the door to put them down on. Now, I think it's super cute and I love it. And I know it makes the saloon look a little bit more like a fancy shop or a hotel of some sort, but I thought it was so cute that I decided I didn't care and I left them there. I don't know, you guys can tell me what you think in the comments. Did you like the way that the yucca looked? Was it cute and that was good, or did it not fit the theme? I suppose in the end I decided to leave them and it didn't matter, but mostly I love the way that they fit on either side of the building. Here you can see I'm continuing the rock path, just like I've done in a couple other places on the island, where I'm connecting the custom pattern path that I'm using down to another part of the path. I wanted the town to not look entirely complete in most places, and it's also really good to use patterns like this when you have diagonals. I'm planting a few more of these cute little bamboo sprouts so that they don't grow up into big bamboo. I like the way that they look like they could be a little bit of a cactus in the desert, and they really do add a lot of height and variety to the pattern that I'm working on. So I'm glad I decided to use them, and then I'm just filling in the space. This step here is the same as I've been doing in all the rest, where I am just taking all the custom patterns and I am mixing them back and forth with some of the little cactus patterns or the little snakes and things, and I'm just filling in some of the space so that pretty much everything is covered by this pattern. And I'm doing that in part because it really helps the theme look better, at least to me, but also because it helps me to control where things are going to go. If I put down a little bit of a weed, I like knowing that that weed is going to stay there because it has no place to grow or spread. And so it gives me control. I like knowing that things aren't just randomly going to pop up in a spot. And while I am going to use quite a few of the fossils in other parts of the island, and I'm going to allow the rocks to spawn in other parts of the island, I don't want those things down here. I want to be able to put exactly what I want in the space. And I really feel like these custom patterns give a lot of texture to the area that I'm working on. Let's take a look at the final area for this episode. Here you can see that little outdoor space, and I'm just going to come up so you can see the custom patterns as they connect up to the other areas of the desert here. I really like the way that all of the textures and patterns go back and forth. And then over here where you can see how the building came together. I really love the way that this saloon looked. In the end, it's probably one of my more favorite building designs, and I'm really happy with the way that it adds a little bit of cute to my Wild West town. You can see where it connects through down here to the Main Street area, but I also filled in all of the custom patterns so that it connects up to a fairly wide swatch up here too. I hope you guys found something useful here and that you continue creating in this game. Until next time, have the best Animal Crossing day.